we're going to roll the intro. Hi everyone, welcome into Primetime TV show. Special edition today is all about Right On TV, because Right On, W-R-I-T-E, is for writers and artists, like my very special guest, Karen Justice. It's so great to have you with us today.
Thank you, Barbara.
I have to tell you, I've known Karen for, what has it been, 15 or more years. Mm-hmm. Karen has been an artist and an author. She's had her own marketing company, has written several books. Today is a very special project, and I cannot wait to have Karen tell you all about it, because it's about greeting cards, it's about coming from the heart, it's about sharing fun and laughter and spreading it all around the world. And what she's doing is she's starting up with a Kickstarter campaign, and we're going to tell you all about that. But first of all, I want you to sit down, get nice and comfortable, and bring out your favorite beverage and listen to what Karen has to say, because this story is going to tap into your heartstrings. So, I kind of know the story and where this all got started, but I'm going to turn this over to you so that you can share your heart and your authenticity with this amazing artwork and the feelings that you've actually transcended to engage your people out there that may be shopping for some laughter and fun.
Thank you, Barbara. Now, you wanted me to start with how I came up with the project?
Yes, because this is so extensive. Tell everybody, what made you come up with all of this? Was it a special event that happened or something in your life?
Actually, yes. What happened was I had a successful jewelry fashion company. Some people might remember Tigre Lee. It actually was international.
I do.
Yeah, and so I saw quite a lot of success with that. But what happened was I ended up in hospital. And after an operation, I got what's called a deep wound infection. And I had very little chance of living. And when you are in a position like that, you really do some thinking. And when I realized I was facing death and actually, going down that kind of a tunnel, I looked at the fact that, what were the things that were important to me? And the things that were really important to me were the people that I loved and how, what situation I was leaving those relationships in. But also one of the things that was really important was cows.
Cows.
My friends who know me know I love cows, and ever since I was a little girl, I lived on a farm, way up north. And I was a very shy person, and my best friend was actually a cow. And as I felt I was dying, I looked at my goal in life had always been to help animals, and I actually hadn't achieved that goal. And while I had become really successful with Tigre Lee, at that point I realized I no longer cared what people wore or that much about fashion. I wanted to use any talents that I had to try to help animals and raise people's consciousness and help people understand that animals have feelings too. And so that's when this really started. It was a real turning point for me. And right around the same time, a really remarkable thing happened, because in my fashion line, some of my prints were of animals, and some of my jewelry, because I loved animals so much, happened to feature different characters. And I got several letters independently from healthcare practitioners who worked with autistic children, special needs kids. And both of them said that they were really, really surprised at how my art pieces actually opened children up like that up, and they got them communicating and wondering what my characters were feeling. And so as I read those letters, I realized that one of my goals was always to write about animals. And so at that point, I took a complete turn, and I self-funded my own project in the beginning. I took a few years out to write and to really try to do something special. I mean, my project is a true work of heart. I care about it very, very deeply. And I know you and I have talked in the past about manatees. I love manatees so much, and sometimes it's really hard when I start talking about manatees because it's hard to get me to be quiet. But that was another special thing that happened. I had this remarkable dream about manatees, and that opened up a whole other area. So while I care deeply about farm animals, I very quickly was drawn as a first step to care deeply about manatees and their plights, and about Florida's Everglades, which is one of the most remarkable ecosystems on the planet. So that's where my first series is started, and it's also the subject of my Kickstarter project.
Well, you can clearly see that Karen is so full of heart with all of this. I mean, you can feel her passion. You can feel her generosity and wanting to give back and to raise that consciousness level about animals. I mean, they're trustworthy. They give you unconditional love. They have issues out there just like we humans do. So what you've done is, if I'm understanding you correctly, it was what they call a near-death experience. And a lot of different things come up when those things happen.
Yes.
It's like divine intervention, and then voila, this whole entire beautiful collection has been born. And we were talking about this before the show, because we're going to bring up some of the different cards so that you can see what we have here. I mean, this has been a long time coming, right?
Yes, I've been working on it for quite a few years.
Exactly. And so you came up with wildjunglechick.com as one of your websites. What made you come up with the name? There has to be a story behind the name of everything here.
Right.
The book covers, you've got many books that are coming out, the greeting cards. It's exciting.
Thank you. The overall project is called the BigHappyProject.com. And the overall project is designed to raise awareness about the Everglades, and within that umbrella, one of the first things I decided to do was create a greeting card company that could act as a ongoing marketing piece, the back of the card, but would actually raise funds for the project itself. And I could describe how the project is going to work, but that's how that aspect of it came into being. And the reason I called it Wild Jungle Chick is because, as I said, I care a lot about farm animals, and there's so many characters that live in Alligator Alley, and I like to say that they each have their own big story, and those stories all deserve a happy ending. Well, as I was starting to write the different books in the Alligator Alley project, I kept thinking about farm animals as well. And so I created this chicken, and it's the Wild Jungle Chicken, and basically it's a Key West chicken. I've done these are just some of the basic art from the chicken story, and it starts in a hurricane. She's a Key West chicken that gets accidentally relocated to Alligator Alley and adopts this whole persona. And so that's actually how the name Wild Jungle Chick first came about. But I decided, a hormonally altered chicken with an attitude was a really good heroine for the overview of a really funny greeting card line. And I think that nowadays People need laughter. I mean, I love to underline the humor in the drama. Laughter can be like an instant vacation, and I say that, in one of my videos. It's really important to, kind of carry laughter with you.
Exactly.
Exactly. So.
And it's free. Doesn't cost anything.
Right. And so it's so much fun creating the greeting card line. People say, well, will you run out of ideas? No, I have so many ideas.
No,
There's so
she
many
won't.
ideas that are coming so quickly, but the overall project's a big one. And, I can explain the steps at some point if you'd like me to do that.
Well, I do. And before we do that, I really want to go over your book covers, because you have written all these wonderful stories, and there's an underlying beautiful message in every single one of them. And when you think about giving gifts, the world is so volatile today. It's so upside down, and just everybody's just going off with a lot of stress. So the humor, I agree with you, humor is an instant vacation. And if we can bring that instant vacation to you, where you can take these cards, these books eventually, and who knows what else Karen's going to be coming up with, because she's been a designer for many, many years. We have about a minute break, but let's just talk real quickly in that minute. Let's talk about this one here.
Okay. That's called Otter's Clan, and it's about a Seminole Indian boy who's a water protector and a group of otters that become part of his family.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a really endearing story.
Look at that artwork. I'm trying to get it so that it doesn't glare, but I mean, look at this artwork, and you can feel the inspiration here. Now, this is going to be coming out in book form. There's a whole story there. We can't tell you the story yet, but I know we'll have Karen back at some point, and we'll actually have those books in print. But we're going to take a brief little time out, do a little housekeeping for you. When we come back, we're going to share what these stories are about, how you can get involved in her Kickstarter campaign, and how you can actually get some of this artwork as per your donations. And we'll talk about the donations and where that's going to, as well as so much else. So I feel like I'm just in my glory with you here and all this artwork. And besides, I've known Karen for many, many years. So sit back, don't go anywhere, call your friends, put it on Facebook if you like. We'll be right back, right here on WeBeam TV in just a few. At a certain age, so this is supposed to happen. No, it's not supposed to happen. at a certain age, so this is supposed to happen. No, it's not supposed to happen. Hello everyone, and we're back here on WeBeam TV, our special Monday show, live at 5 every Monday. We're featuring right on TV today, and we're featuring artist, author extraordinaire, my dear friend Karen Justice, who I've known for many, many years, and we're just starting to scratch the surface here with your artwork and your dreams of your Kickstarter project that is going to be funding things coming up down the road of work that you've already created. So it's already created. It's just about a matter of moving forward. So let's talk about the whole entire project and what your dream is, what you want to do by getting the message out through greeting cards, through books and everything. Give us that kind of overview.
Okay. Well, one of the things I started to notice with environmentalists and people that want to be able to do something really good is they spend enormous amounts of money fighting this or that. And Socrates said, if you want to create a change, focus your attention not on fighting the old, but on the new. And so, the Book of Changes says if you want to fight evil, again, focus all your attention not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And so that's what I started to realize, is that creating a project where you could save these strategic parcels of land would be a wonderful thing to accomplish. But how do you do that? So basically, that is how this project came about, is kind of thinking backwards and wondering where would the money come to be able to buy these strategic parcels of land. Ecotourism is currently growing at a much faster rate than regular tourism. And so that's one of the focuses, is to create these parks in the end. That's the end game of the project. But basically, the project has 3 basic parts, and it's actually an enormous project. But one of my heroes, Buckminster Fuller, once said, he really believed that the individual can make a difference. And to illustrate that, he gave an example of what he called a trim tab. And a trim tab is a tiny little mechanism that you see on the rudder of a ship. But that tiny little mechanism can make a huge difference in the direction of any really, really large vessel. It's just the slightest little movement can have an enormous result. And so basically, that's how, with that kind of thinking, is how I started the project. The first step will be like gaining the funds to finance this bootstrapping phase, which will be the launch of the greeting cards, the books, and I've made prototypes for a lot of the characters for toys. And the funds from that, first we'll be gathering the funds to do that bootstrapping phase. But as that phase gets underway, the funds will then help fund the second part of the project, which is the Alligator Alley movie, and wild things happen in Alligator Alley. So, and once that is in place, basically then from licensing of the products and that will then fund the third stage, where we actually create the eco theme park sanctuaries. And so that's how it's all going to work, and I'm really, really, really excited about it.
Oh, you should be. Now, see, you're sharing this whole part with me for the first time, as well as with our viewers, and you can see that this was part of Karen's whole life and her dream that just came to her because it was supposed to. And you are putting so much time into this and effort with the artwork, and these are God-given talents that you were born with.
Thank you.
Yes, and to be able to take this concept to the next level with a 3-stage project, I mean, it's a win-win situation. And what I love about it is the messages and to be able to get out there and to make a difference. And one person can make a difference.
They can.
So you can be part of that one person making a difference and really sharing it. And we will be shamelessly promoting this project on Facebook. Karen Justice is on Facebook. If you go to my timeline, Barbara and Marville-Kelly, that long handle, you'll see that I have it posted on there as well. But anything else that you want to share about the project itself? Because then we're going to give you some examples on what I think it was stage 2 on the books and getting those into print and everything.
Sure. I just wanted to make an aside. Buckminster Fuller believed in that so much, the whole concept of the trim tab, that actually on his grave he has written, "Call me trim tab." So, that is so motivating.
Talk, and you know what? Sometimes we just need one anchor, one special anchor. That's your anchor. That is your anchor. And I can only imagine the kind of anchors that we're going to be creating for people out there today to really get involved with something. I notice after doing a lot of the most recent shows that I've done and being involved with different things, even locally in our village, the people that want to give back and get involved with something that makes a difference. People want to make a difference today. And clearly, you've expressed the engagement of love. Just talking about it, you exude the love, the authenticity, and everything that you've put in all of this. So, hail to that near-death experience, right? You've heard of near-death experiences where, they're pretty profound. They're pretty profound. And to be able to have something like this that is just so talented and free-spirited and just beautiful all the way around.
Thank you.
So let's take The Mermaids Love Manatees. Look at the artwork. But wait till you hear. Now, just so you know, this happens to be a book cover to the contents. This is part of stage 2 of your project, right?
Right.
Tell us about this.
Well, with this part of the project is I've already written and fully illustrated 8 of the 12 book series that will become the Alligator Alley series. And that particular book is about a baby manatee who gets separated from its mom. I had a spiritual dream years ago where a manatee came to me and asked for help, and that dream really stayed in my heart. And so I started doing a lot of research about manatees, and there's some wonderful people helping manatees, Save the Manatee Club, and all of that. But I wanted to try to raise the consciousness about manatees because I've loved them so dearly. The first time I ever saw a little whiskered snout pop up above the water when I was kayaking, I fell, totally unconditionally in love. So this book is about Sparkle the mermaid. That's another picture of Sparkle to your left, Barbara. And it's about Sparkle the mermaid and helping this little manatee reunite with his mom. And it's really a story about our own feelings and how our inner attitudes towards life can change the realities around us. And I think that's a very important message for children at a young age. And so that's one of my favorite stories. Sparkle the Mermaid is one of the main characters in the series, and the little manatee comes up frequently in the series as well.
And if you see over here to my left, your right, you will see Sparkle right there. Look at this artwork. I just resonate with this so much. It's really amazing. And I have to ask you, where did Sparkle the Mermaid come from? A dream again?
No, she just came. I wanted to do a mermaid, but I wanted to have a mermaid that was very, very different than Disney's mermaid. And Sparkle is a very unique character. She's very ethereal, and if you notice, she looks kind of like she's from Atlantis.
Yes, she does. Here's a close-up we were just showing. I just love this. And mermaids I don't think they ever go out of style because it takes you into this wonderful fantasy land. But like you say, you're bringing the inner feelings, and it's so wonderful to see that at a young age. Now, what would you say your age group is going to be for this collection?
I'm about 3 to 8 years old.
3 to 8, and that's perfect.
Yeah, the ebooks will be fully narrated as well if a person chooses to press that button, because I love telling the stories, and so they will be fully narrated. Each book is about 40 pages of fully illustrated art, but they're not picture books. There's a difference. A lot of books now for children are picture books. When we were young, there were more story books, and so these books are more like story books. Although they are fully illustrated, they're story books, and so they're stories that I'm hopeful will live on in the hearts of children. There's some stories that you hear when you're a child, that they live on in your heart.
They stay with you.
And right, and they shape your reality as you become an adult.
Yes.
And so that's what I've tried to accomplish with these stories.
Well, I'll tell you, I want the whole set for my grandson, because the psychologists say that they're forming their belief system, within the first 5 years? 5 years. So if we can slip these in somewhere there, the goodness and the wholesomeness of what this whole project is about, that's a way to do it. It's a way to, because, I mean, when you take a look at kids there, rather than going on their pads and their electronic gadgets and devices and everything, you're finding that there are more parents, more people, grandparents, going back to the good old-fashioned days, because what you just said on how they make an impression when they're young, they stay with us for many years to come. One of my favorite celebrities was Shirley Temple. I thought I was Shirley Temple when I was growing up as a little girl, and all those wonderful stories. I watched all the movies and everything, and special books and things like that. You really are. You're creating a legend here.
Thank you. Nowadays, children are bombarded with all this, discordant messages, through the television and the internet. And it's no wonder that a lot of children are hyperactive. And so these stories have a very gentle rhythm. And as we develop the eco-friendly theme parks for kids, the goal is to have the adventure clubs and get children back out in nature. A Native American proverb is, "We shall be known forever by the tracks we leave." And, children might never remember most days watching television or playing computer games, but a day in the forest can create treasured memories that last a lifetime. So with all of the books, this is one of my favorites, The Big Scary.
We're going to talk about that. We only have a few seconds till we take another commercial break here. The Big Scary, I can't wait to hear about that one. And The Gossip Bully, if we have time, we'll cover a little bit of that, but we can't give away all the secrets that are in these books. But this is part of what your funding will be about, to help actually fund the projects.
Right.
Your stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. This is stage 2, is getting these out there in the hands of as many people as we possibly can. Great messages. So we're going to do that little time out. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Karen Justice, our author and artist extraordinaire. Stay with us. At a certain age, so this is supposed to happen. No, it's not supposed to happen. At a certain age, so this is supposed to happen. No, it's not supposed to happen. Hi everyone, welcome into Primetime TV. Our special edition is all about Right on TV for artists and authors that come on to share what they have and how they're promoting their artwork and their missions in life. And we have Karen Justice with us today, and we're having a lot of fun talking about her mission, how a near-death experience created was actually at the foundation of all of this. I happen to have a testimonial letter that I would like to read, and it's from Dr. Stephen Brown, PhD. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the creative expressions of Karen Justice, you are about to walk into a world populated with an intriguing mixture of love, delight, humor, and wisdom. Karen's expressions are sheer genius, for she turns the key to your heart and builds a bridge of unforgettable commonality between those who occupy the water, the land and air, and man who sometimes forgets the deep privilege of being but one part of it. Dr. Stephen Brown. Thank you, Dr. Brown, for that. And this, I get chill bumps just reading that because it's so true. So
Thank you, Barbara.
When we took our break, we were going to be talking about the big scary Bubba loves a bird. Check this one out. I can't wait to hear about this. Look at that face. Oh my word. Did this come from another dream? Let me guess. Let me guess. A frog came and leaped on your bedpost in the middle of the night.
No, it just, I love alligators. And,
oh, look at the alligator eyes.
This is basically a story about an alligator who, he's eaten a bunch of eggs and he goes back to the nest to go eat some more, and a little bird hatches, and the Bubba adopts this little baby bird, and the terror of the swamp becomes a dad, and it's a really funny story, and it teaches a beautiful lesson about how love can open the heart and how true strength can come from a heart full of love.
Gosh, isn't that the truth? And you know, that's what we really are shamelessly promoting here, is another vehicle for the expression of love, my favorite four-letter word all the time. And to be able to do that with cartoon characters, which, I mean, aren't we all kids at heart, right? I mean, I don't ever want to grow up. I say, I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up, because I just keep that little girl alive, and I know you do as well. But a lot of people give up on that, and then they decide to come one of those adult things. Do you know they have classes now for adulting?
Really?
Maybe we ought to take that. I don't know. I don't want to. So that's the big scary. And you know what we should do, because I know we're going to be winding down this particular hour in a little bit, but what we're going to do is toss over to a quick little video where you can see the project. It's about a 4-minute video, and then we're going to give you the link if you would like to donate. We'll show the various links on what you could donate for, because there's a lot going on. I mean, you even have a mouse pad. Check this out. Darling little cartoon mouse pad. Can you imagine? First of all, when I sit down to the computer, I'm already stressed just looking at that computer and trying to figure out everything. But if you had something like this right at your computer, and you can see those cute little images there with some fun messages, I think you ought to do a whole line of just mouse pads.
I actually am, yeah.
But of course, we're going to go ahead and toss that video. We'll be right back.
Hi, thank you for your time. I hope our project will touch your heart. Your help means a great deal. Our overall goal is a big one. My name is Karen Justice. The Gulf oil spill dramatically affected our area. I've always cared about animals and the environment, but it was a turning point for me. I made the decision to do everything I could to make a really significant difference. I've spent the past few years working on what I believe will become a paradigm shift. The Big Happy Alligator Alley project is the result of this new direction. It has 3 basic parts. Happiness is the highest form of health. Laughter sparkles like water and sunlight. A smile opens hearts. So that's where I'm going to start. As the first step, I'd like to introduce Wild Jungle Chick, a happy, funny greeting card line. It will become the vehicle we'll use to fund the rest of a really beautiful dream. Life today needs laughter. Many folks find themselves seriously stressed out. If you underline humor in the drama, laughter can be like an instant vacation. Here are just a few of the several hundred cards that are ready for publication. I worked hard to bring you something special. I hope you love them. Life is better when you're laughing. Life plus laughter times love equals happiness. Once our greeting card line, Wild Jungle Chick, is thriving in the marketplace, it will provide the vehicle to self-fund the second and third major parts of our project, which is the deeper purpose. We will be known forever by the tracks we leave is a Native American proverb. Today, children need hope. Conservation is now one of the most important issues we face, but traditional ideas are becoming unrealistic. The acquisition of wealth can no longer be the driving force of humanity. Kinship with all creatures of the earth, sky, and water was a real and active principle for Native Americans. They learned what only the study of nature teaches, and that is to keep their children close to its softening influence. The Big Happy Alligator Alley project will, as the second step, introduce a series of 12 children's books I've written. The third step will then involve building a chain of ecotourism-based theme park sanctuaries. Socrates said, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. If you would like a complete overview of our project, please click the link I've provided for another short, heartfelt video. Our project description page will give you more detail. Thank you for your time. We appreciate your support.
The Big Happy. We are laughing at the. You are too much.
Thanks.
I love it. Talk about bringing light to the world. This is such a beautiful way to do it. You've got such a great sense of humor, but how did you say it? Is it gentle, just kind of like a gentle approach, but fun and just really meaningful?
Kind humor.
Yes, kind humor. I don't think there's anything we need to be concerned about being politically correct. It's all correct. Why? Because we said so. So there. What we want to talk about is the gossip bully. Now, I can't wait to hear. Now, again, the project is about stage 2 is going to be promoting, or actually funding the books, the book line. Now, this is one of them. I can only imagine where this came from, the gossip bully.
Yes, so many children are picked on these days. I actually, one of my best friends, her son's best friend, little boy, just committed suicide from, and I hate to bring a tragic element into it, but it's really important, I think, for children to understand that, we're all special, each and every one of us has something that's absolutely wonderful about us, and it isn't necessarily reflected or easily seen in the outer package, but as you get to know somebody, you find out the wonder of them. And this story is about a little wild boar pig in the Everglades, and there's a little, his best friend becomes this little wood rat that everybody really hates too. Wood rats are so special, they're endangered, and wood rats build like, 10-foot houses. They're really quite remarkable little characters. It makes them easy to spot, unfortunately, for the fact that they're prey. But they're wonderful, really remarkable characters. But again, people have their own fixed considerations about rats. And as you look into any character, even a bug, everybody's so special. Each little microcosm or life form has something unique and truly beautiful about it as you come to know and understand it. I mean, God didn't make no junk, Every single part of our ecosystems and this wonderful planet that was created, is special and unique and, in its own way sacred. It's the tragedy sometimes is not really being in the moment and seeing how special each little thing is. And this will help children learn to be in the moment as well as see things as, see other things uniquely. And
Absolutely.
so that's what that book's about.
And, as you're talking, Karen, and, sharing the concepts here and everything, we were talking in the very first segment about how children's belief systems are formed in the first 5 years. Mm-hmm. That's a very short amount of time when you think about a person's life. Mm-hmm. But yet, it is a lifetime in that 5 years that can make a big difference in a child's life. What happens to them in those 5 years? So imagine having these inspirational books, and there's going to be a whole slew of them, and she's just going to be endlessly promoting all of this and creating so that she can make a difference in the lives of humans and in the lives of animals and the species that are having challenges and all. And then in the third project, we have just a little bit of time left. How much time did you say, Dylan? We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about the third project when we come back because we want you to have the whole picture. And then we'll also, in the last segment, go ahead and click onto the links and show. Well, we won't click on the links, but we'll take you to the project. So stay with us. We'll be right back. At a certain age, so this is supposed to happen. No, it's not supposed to happen. at a certain age, so this is supposed to happen. No, it's not supposed to happen. Hi everyone, welcome back into Primetime TV Show. Right on TV is right before your eyes with our very own Karen Justice here, who is actually promoting her Kickstarter campaign to ramp her mission and her project and what's on her heart to the next level. You're going to see this whole project become a household word, mark my words. I'm going to turn this over to you because you have some important points that you wanted to share, that you've actually self-funded the project so far. Now we need some help. We need your help. So,
what I'm really hoping to do, a lot of people want to change the world, but I'd like to help create a world that doesn't need changing. People always say, let's leave a better planet for our kids. And while that's true, one of my main goals is to try to leave better kids for the planet. And so that's the end game of the project, is the eco parks and really reintroducing children to nature and just opening up their hearts. Children will protect that which they've come to love, and so that's the overall main purpose. And as the project gathers momentum, like the first part, launching the cards, and then as that gets out there, that becomes a marketing source as well as funding source for the second stage and launching the books, and they'll run concurrently, and then they'll develop into the third stage, the acquisition and reclaiming of land and creating the eco parks and wonderful adventures for children. I'm hoping that some of them can even be campsites, so that there's family adventures and guided tours and that type of thing. So
you've really thought this through and through and through. Did you hear what
it's
she
a
said?
life's work.
It is life's work. It is. Did you hear what she said? When a child loves something, they will protect it, and they will, from just a wee one all the way up into adulthood, because that's that anchor, that's that belief system. And I love the part that you said about, say that again, about not a better world, but better kids and all that. Oh. Say that again. I love that.
Everybody wants to leave a better world for our children, and rightfully so. But I would also like to leave better kids for the planet.
That is so well said. Thank you. What? We need bumper stickers now. That's another way to do that. So here's the scoop, guys. If you want to donate, and if you want to do your share, and you've always been looking for some kind of mission to jump on board, our children are the future. Our children are the world. And there are things that you can do to help support something that makes a whole lot of sense. And I tell you, I'm really honored to bring Karen Justice on with this project, because you never know what one card, one concept, one belief, just one simple belief about our animals, and to learn about love, that is its key. That really is. In fact, I had a brief little discussion with my JD, my little grandson, yesterday. And we were talking about what love is. And he said, well, love is love. Love is love. Love is loving everybody. And I said, it comes from the heart. He says, love comes from the heart. And it brings tears to my eyes that he's going to be 4 next month. And that's another reason why this resonates with me, because I want to make a difference too for our children. It's so important for people to really give back and try to look for solutions rather than all this craziness out there in the world. I know you're getting me to tear up with all this, but I really believe in this project. And if you want to donate, we're going to go ahead and give you the link. And then if we can look at the various ways that you can donate, because I think they start at, is it $10?
$10, yes.
$10. And you're going to be able to get a little something with Karen's
fun things.
Fun things.
The $10 you can get the fun fridge magnet set.
My goodness.
And they make wonderful gifts.
These
I've designed
so
things
cute.
that people can use as Christmas gifts.
And here's the link. Okay, so you can click onto this link right here on that green bar. you can click on there to back this project, the Big Happy Development Inc. And as we scroll down, I'm going to thank Dylan for doing this for us. You'll be able to see how you can help get involved. You pledge $10 or more, right? And Karen, is there any parts of this that you want to share as we're scrolling down? You know more about it than I do, sweetheart.
That's me fooling around. That's me and my chickenette.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
In case things got too serious.
I needed that. Wild chicks. I love it. Wild jungle chick. That's what you are. Oh, this is so great. So you can,
those are the steps, and it just kind of gives an overview of the steps so people understand that, it's not just the greeting cards. There's the end goal.
the end goal, exactly. But honestly, I was cracking up. I'm trying to find a favorite character. I can't.
And the Big Happy Adventure Clubs are going to be really fun. There'll be a website that's interactive that works with getting children out into nature, and they'll be able to earn various little badges and things like that. So it's really a fun project.
Nice. Well, this is just I tell you, this has probably been one of my more meaningful shows that I've ever done. And you know how many years I've been doing TV, but this just means so much. It really hits our hearts. And you can see, you get a chance to see the artwork and the magnets, the mouse pads. I love these mouse pads.
I love the mouse pads too. There's the Little Mermaid vibe there, which is really fun. But I love the Buddha belly. He's coming out.
Oh, I do too. That was the first one that I ever saw, was the Buddha belly. But you know what is also great too is the colors are so vibrant.
Thank you.
They jump right out. Here's the Buddha belly. Is this not the cutest darn thing you ever saw? I can see wine glasses with this on it. Make your parties even better. Prints. We're also offering prints. Now, how big are these prints?
They're 8 by 10, so they're suitable for for the wall or to put on somebody's desk. They make a great Christmas gift, I would think.
Oh yes, and that'll be here around the corner.
Everybody there's everybody knows somebody that loves pussycats. So that's my fuzzy kitty.
Fuzzy kitty.
There's also a lot of people that are on diets.
Oh my gosh, I was rolling on the floor. Wow, I finished my 7-day diet in 3 hours. Oh my goodness, that is too cool.
There's one of my signature sayings that I love is carry laughter with you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, here's another good one, the yoga.
I love this. Yeah, I call this one twisted. I saw, I made it awkward.
Oh my goodness. And when you've got Christmas cards too.
Yeah, and it's a set. The Christmas cards are a set, and they're, I think they're funny, and some are just tender, but there's some that are really funny. And I tried to do a mixture because we all have friends that appreciate something really hilarious, but there's others that you just want to send something tender to. So there's a mix of both, and I hope you love them.
Oh, I love them already. I want it. I want everything. These are just so amazing.
I love my moose character. Once I'm through with the Alligator Alley series, the next series will take place in the Great White North. And
oh my goodness!
Yeah, and that moose is one of the main characters I'm developing for that. And then there's a set of greeting cards, which includes about half of it, I think, almost half of it, are birthday cards, because we all have birthdays. I think there's 4 or 5 birthday cards in the set. And then there's ones that are just for fun.
Well, we have just a couple minutes here, and I'm so glad that we're able to show all these, because you get a chance to actually see what you're going to receive with the Kickstarter campaign. And what's the full name of the project again?
TheBigHappyProject.com.
Okay, and you can see this link if you want to go to, if you're on Facebook, and if you want to go to Karen Justice or Barbara Ann Marvel-Kelly, we have both of them on there, or just jot this down and, check it out. But honestly, if you want to get involved with a mission that really is very comprehensive here, but uncomplicated, what you see is what you get here. If you want to make a difference in the lives of others, you have children or grandchildren, and we want to have better kids in the world, this is the way to do it. And this is the way to do it with the greeting cards, with, I just love this mouse pad. You'll be able to get the mouse pads. And what I think is very affordable too. So they start at $10 and go up, and the campaign's going on for the month of October. It's a great month to do this with. So
Yes, we need laughter this month. I
Oh
mean,
my
we had 4 hurricanes. It's been one of the. It's been quite a month.
No, we need lots of laughter. I can't wait to give these greeting cards out and use my mouse pad with my computer. And in the last 30 seconds, honestly, you've come to the right place, the right time. Right here on WeBeam TV, you will be able to continue to watch this show too, as we air every Monday at 5 o'clock. This is a special edition called Right on TV, and we hope that you get involved with Karen Justice and her project. I can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Barbara. It's been delightful.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And we love you too. Thanks for joining us.